I have spent over the last decade of my life immersing myself in the field of money and finance through earning my certified financial planner designation and working with clients for over the past 15 years. And one of the most life changing skills that I've learned through it all is identifying what not to do with your money, identifying the bad money behaviors, and how to break free of them. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you 9 of the most common bad money mistakes that hold people back and tips on how to break out of them. Let's start with the first bad money habit: paying yourself last. When we receive our paycheck or make money in our business, many of us are going to pay our bills and expenses first, when in reality, we should try to aim to pay ourselves first. And this will allow us to guarantee that a portion of our money is going into savings. And a goal to shoot for when you do this is 10% of your income. And now many of us are going to be like, well, I can't do that. I have all these other expenses that I got to pay for first. Or maybe I'm living paycheck to paycheck. And I can tell you this, once you start to do this, there will be a mindset shift and you will restructure on how you're paying your expenses, and you will force yourself to make sure that expenses will be met on a monthly basis. Because most people, including myself, we forget what we spend our money on going from month to month, especially now because we have all of these automatic payments set up for when we subscribe to different services. So it's very easy to lose track. So the key is to pay yourself first as opposed to going out and buying other people's stuff, making them more money, and you actually end up delaying building wealth for yourself. The second bad money habit is getting comfortable with bad debt. It seems today having bad debt is just the norm. Many people are using their credit card for small expenses like groceries, gifts, or bills, and all this ends up doing is you end up accumulating interest on your credit card balance. Now, if you can pay off your monthly bill and consistently and take that to your advantage, that's actually a really good thing because you can accumulate points, cash back, and different rewards. But my rule of thumb is if I can pay for something in cash, I'm going to pay for it in cash as opposed to putting it on my credit card. Because think about it. The average credit card interest rate right now is up to 27%. Remember, credit card companies don't want you to be good with your finances because that's how they make their money. They want you to run up a large credit card bill and then they can charge you 27% or more in interest on that credit card balance. The third bad money habit is not having enough savings built up in your bank account. We should be shooting to have up to 3 to 6 months of cash reserves in our bank account. And if you're running a business, I would strongly recommend that you try to save up to 1 year of cash reserves because you don't know what life is going to throw your way or if any unexpected life events will take place. So you want to make sure you have a really strong cushion. I can't stress how important it is to build up this cushion in the bank account and how much peace of mind you're going to get once you do this. Now, how to build this up, again, we have to go back to what we talked about earlier, which is making sure that you're putting your 10% and paying yourself first, building up that cash reserves in the bank. Then once you accumulate 3 to 4 months of expenses in cash, it's going to be time to start thinking about moving that new money into investments. Number 4 is not knowing your income and expenses. Until you know where you're at today, how will you ever know where you're going to be 5 to 6 years down the road? There's something called lifestyle inflation that happens over time to everybody when we start making more money. The more money you make, the more money you're going to spend. And this is a cycle that all of us deal with over time. Take my family, for example. We started out with 1 week of vacation, then we went to 2 weeks of vacation, and now we take 2 to 3 trips a year. And this can spill over into other areas of your life, like buying a more fancier car or getting a bigger house. So you just have to keep track of how you're spending and keep a close eye on it. We want to be in control of our finances and understand where our money is going. And to help with this, using a budget tracker could be really useful so you can track how much money is coming into your household and then how much in expenses is leaving your household. We're going to track our 10% that we're saving into our bank, and then we want to track taxes as well. And then you should be tracking this and reviewing it. I would recommend at least every 3 months. I've learned that people who track their spending and know how much is leaving their household on a monthly basis tend to build wealth over time, and they're also more likely to achieve their goals just because they know where their money is going, as opposed to someone who just wants to wing it and fantasize about where they want to be 5 to 10 years down the road and have no plan. Just being mindful of those numbers and understanding where everything is going will trigger you into action, especially when you start seeing progress. The fifth bad money habit is having expensive hobbies. We are being marketed to constantly throughout the day, whether it's for a new product or a new service, especially when we're on our social media. And these platforms are getting so darn good about knowing what we like, it's actually really difficult to overcome. But here's a way to get past this. And it goes back again to what we talked about earlier, which is making sure that you're paying yourself first consistently, 10% of your income going into cash reserves. If you pay yourself first, you are prioritizing building your wealth, and whatever you have left over, you can use to pay your expenses, any other bills, and then pay for any hobbies that you enjoy. The sixth bad habit is focusing purely on saving. There are only two ways to build wealth. We can save more or we can earn more. And for the majority of us, we're going to need to do a combination of both because saving money has a cap and is dependent on how much income we make. However, our ability to earn an income, there is no cap on that. Any of us can go out. We can start a business, we can ask for a pay raise, we can start a side hustle, and we can start making some money as long as we're providing value to the marketplace. But when you do that, there is unlimited potential as far as how much we can make. The seventh bad habit is paying too much in taxes. And for most of us, paying taxes, it will be the largest expense in your lifetime. And I found over the years, many people just end up paying this and don't even do any research or talk with their accountant as far as how they can reduce their tax bill. So, looking into these different strategies like increasing your 401k contribution, that will reduce the amount that you pay taxes on. You can also look at traditional IRAs or Roth IRAs. And when you put money into these accounts, the dividends and growth that you earn over time all will grow tax free. And then, in addition to that, you can incorporate yourself and operate as a business entity, especially if you're operating as a solopreneur rather than operating as an individual. And this opens the world and gives you more access to a slew of tax benefits, including hiring your kids if you have children, or just having access to deducting a large amount of general business expenses against your income. And all of these strategies, they are 100% legal. I would strongly recommend that you look into them if they apply to your particular situation and just start understanding how they work so you can best position yourself to reduce the amount that you're going to have to pay to the IRS. And if you are interested in learning more about taxes, leave a comment below. Let me know if you are interested, and maybe I'll consider doing another video dedicated solely to the tax game. Number 8 is waiting too long to invest. When you start paying yourself first and you start to accumulate a comfortable amount in your cash reserves, it's then going to be time to start thinking about diversifying and investing to get your money working for you. You don't want to have too much money accumulating in the bank in cash because technically that will be losing its value to inflation. So I have a combination of safe investments, which is one bucket of money that is available, it's cash reserves, and I can access it when I need it. And then on the other side of the coin, there's a bucket of money that is invested for the long term, where I take a little bit more risk, but it's geared for more growth, again, over a longer period of time. Once you have enough saved up in your savings, this is when you start looking at different investment strategies. And there could be a whole nother video on this, but the main point to understand is the longer you wait to invest, the less time you have for your money to compound and to grow. Every one of us has different risk tolerances and comfort level for how we want to invest our money. So make sure you do your research. And for some of you who are watching this, it may make sense to reach out and get some help from somebody, which is completely okay too. And the last money mistake is not caring about your finances. No one is going to care about your finances more than you. So if you are dealing with one of these bad money habits, look at the habits that you're dealing with, pick one, start working on it, and track your progress. Thank you all for watching this video. If you found value from this video, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you on the next one.